Hi, I'm Winona. Today I am going to be showing you how to make a dried flower wall hanging. Here is an example of one that I have made previously. And here is another one as well. Eh, You can make them with all sorts of sizes, all different types of dried flowers or leaves. I had pampas grass on that last one. What you will need is a hoop, twine, which I hid from myself. There we go. Twine, um, floral wrapping wire, tweezers, hot glue gun, wire cutters. Can't think of like the actual name for them right now. Scissors, and then dried flowers and floral tape. For myself, for most of these, I have already pre-wrapped them with the floral tape. However, I do have one bunch that I will be showing you guys how to wrap. Floral tape's kind of cool, kind of weird. And then I also pre-cut a bunch of my wire that I'm going to be needing, so I won't have to take time to do that. I also have a couple of free flowers that are not going to be in a bunch. And at the end, you're going to use these to kind of hide any wire that is showing. And I will show you how to do that when we get there. So our first step will be cutting some twine. You want to create the hanger for your hoop. So this is super, super easy. It's just kind of a helpful trick. So if you just tie a knot at the two loose ends, then you can take your hoop, go behind the hoop, and feed the knot through the loop that you have created. And there you go. Then it can move, but you can also take it off if you decide it's not the right length. You want it shorter, you want it longer. It's pretty awesome. So then I am going to take one of the bundles that I made, and you want to create just these little bundles of flowers. It'll make it way easier to attach them to your hoop. So you'll take your floral tape. Floral tape, it's not sticky until you stretch it, which I think is really cool. So you take it and you just lightly pull it. And now all of a sudden the stickiness has been activated. It's not super sticky. It's easy enough to take off if you decide you don't like certain flowers together or if something gets messed up in your order of how you're doing things. It's pretty easy to take off, which is also really nice. Kind of like a, oops, I messed up, quick fix. So you'll wrap the base of your little mini bouquet. And it just makes it so that when you're wrapping the wire around the flowers in the hoop later, the stems don't snap. If they snap, then you're kind of out of luck with those flowers and you have to start over with new ones. So there is mine wrapped up. You can see the green at the end. There's the floral tape. And then you'll take your hoop. So when you make this, you can go all the way around it if you want. You can just add a few. As like the ones that I had done earlier, I only did partial. I don't really like the look of it when it goes all the way around. It just gets a little too busy for me. And then also you have to like kind of mess with like which direction the flower is going in, where the stems are. So you'll take a piece of wire. Mine's about 5 inches long. And you'll take your hoop and the flowers you are putting on first. And you will tightly wrap around both the tape where the tape is and the hoop. The first group of flowers doesn't really matter as much. Just attach it. And then once you attach it, then you'll be able to add more and you'll care more about those because you're trying to cover up the metal loop. And I just exploded dried flowers all over me. Oh well. So then we will grab the next group. And where you place this one, so this one's a little bit more important. Where you place it, you want to make sure that you're covering up this metal that's right here. So you'll kind of do that. If it moves, it's fine. We readjust. Everything is cool. And one thing when I first started doing crafts, I like wanted everything to be absolutely perfect. And then one day I was in the store and I saw something that was very similar to something that I had made. And theirs wasn't nearly as perfect looking as mine was. And then I realized that none of this stuff, when you buy it in store, it's mass produced or it's created in a sweatshop, none of it is going to be perfect. It's impossible for things that require hand manipulation to be perfect. So do what you can. If some wire shows, who cares? If some of the flowers aren't perfectly placed, meh, whatever, so be it. So now I have two of them on there. And so far, I'm really, really liking this. I wish I hadn't put these two purple flower ones next to each other because I only have 3 bundles that have this like bright purple on it. And I absolutely love them, but now I put two next to each other and I'm not loving that. So I might actually just scooch this one over so I can insert something else in between them. It's totally okay to just play with it, manipulate it, get it to look the way that you want it to look. Look at this one. I think that's so cool. It's really pretty. So dried flowers. Most of these are not from my garden. Most of these I was just able to order on Amazon. They're really delicate, but I mean, that's dried flowers for you. They're just very delicate. Um, but yeah, you can order on Amazon. Otherwise, like the bright purple ones, those ones actually did come from my garden, and I actually dried those ones 2 years ago now. Um, I have a room in the back of my house that way that I call the Zen room. And in it, I have a wall of dried flowers. There's a chase lounge. I've got a bookcase and some lighting, some neat lighting that I really like anyway. Um, that really just sets the mood and creates a little Zen space. Um, yeah. So now that I've done that, now I can add this one back over. I can just slide it over and place it there. So now I put some space in between the two purples, which that was just what I wanted to do. It's totally up to you how you make yours. You can do all sorts of color themes, which is really fun too. So this one's more springy, pinks, purples, whites. I just really wanted to make it so that I could use it coming up here soon. Um, so like personally, I don't like how this one sits. If I'm gonna put this here, actually, I do like it. I didn't like it when I first looked at it, but now I do. So never mind. Don't listen to me. I like what I did. It's cool. Um, the cool things about like there's also you can use fake flowers from the store. Work really well for this too. Um, sometimes they get a little bit too much. At one point in my bathroom, I had like a whole wall of fake flowers, and I really loved it. But then, like, coffee shops started doing it, and, like, random places would just have walls of fake flowers. So I took it down, and now I just have this boring blue bathroom. Um, I really like color, if you can't tell, and I love working on crafts, and I love creating things. Um, so it's really neat to be able to, like, share that with all of you guys as well. A lot of crafts, they really aren't that hard. I feel like people think that maybe they're harder than they actually are. But they're really not that bad, once you just do it. It's a lot of it just takes practice. Um, they're wrapping this one around now. There. So let's see. So right now, this is what it looks like, and I can move this. So if I decide I want it to be slightly different, now it's spinning. Then I can do it like that. But right now, I really like this. I think this is really pretty. But I still have this space right here that has the wire on it. So to fix that, what I do is I take my hot glue gun and I just lightly, it's kind of hard to do this on the camera for you guys to see, but not also get hot glue everywhere. I just put a little bit of hot glue on there. And then I take the flowers I want to use, which are these purple ones, also from my garden. And I just kind of press it very lightly. You don't want to push too hard. They're so brittle. But because they're so light, it really doesn't take much pressure to make them stay, which is really, really nice. So there we go. Personally, I don't really like stems sticking out the way this purple one stem is. So because I just hot glued it, I have to be really careful so it doesn't fall off. But I will just cut the stem. Easy peasy. And there, oh my god, and then one fell off. Of course it did. So, but it's still, most of it's covered. It still looks pretty. Um, I have a bit of wire sticking out. But like I said, it won't be perfect, but because you made it, it's better than anything that you could buy in a store. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make a dried flower wall hanging.